Today I'm making dinner rolls, aka bread rolls. They're really quick and easy, very easy to make. You can make them anytime, but we make it specifically on Thanksgiving Day. We don't make it any other holiday, but Thanksgiving Day. It's a really quick recipe. Let's get into it. Today's recipe should be enough for 2 people. It makes around 12 dinner rolls, but it could be more, less, depends how you size them. Recipe, I'm gonna be using sugar, salt, one large egg, a large egg, yeast, but again, you can really use any leavening agent you have, but yeast works the best. And butter, any butter, salted or unsalted butter. I know it says I cannot believe it's not butter, but it's butter. And then you need flour. I already have it. The flour is already measured, so that's what's in a Ziploc bag. I think I overfilled it, so it's like spilling kind of, but you'll also need flour. It could be bread flour or all-purpose flour. To me, it works the same. Yeah, so you'll need that. And for the egg wash to put on top of the rolls, like before you bake them, you're gonna need milk and 1 egg again. And some people even put butter, but it really depends. If you think there's already too much butter, then don't add butter onto the egg wash. But you need milk and butter for the egg wash. Like I said, this recipe is it'll make only like around 12 bread rolls, so you won't need that much milk because you're only making like around 12. So you only half a cup of milk. So that's like also like 4 ounces of milk, and then you add sugar. 2 tablespoons of sugar, and I've already measured with the spoon. It is 2 tablespoons. I've measured the previous recipe, so you want to add 2 into the milk and mix it. And then you need to add 1 teaspoon of active dry yeast into your milk and sugar mixture. So 1. Oops.
I hope no one heard that, cause if they did, we gon' be in some trouble.
1 and 2, and then you mix it again. You mix it. It doesn't really blend it that much. You let that sit for 1 minute. Okay, I've waited more than a minute, like probably 5 minutes. And then you pour in the butter, melted butter, and you mix that. Pour that in also mix it.
Okay.
After your mixture of milk, butter, eggs, and the yeast and sugar are all mixed, you want to pour that into whatever mixing bowl you want to use. Mine is not big because, again, this recipe makes around 12 dinner rolls, so you want to pour that into your mixing bowl. And if you ever want to make more, just double the recipe, obviously. Double it, and that'll obviously make more. So you want to pour in your mixture into your mixing bowl, and then add your 1 cup of flour. And then you want to add another half a cup of flour. So I'll do that off camera. Yes, as you can see, I've added the other half a cup of flour also into the mix. And you want to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt in the mixture. And then you want to mix all. And then you want to mix all of this well. Make sure the liquid. And this was the measuring tool I was using for like the teaspoons and tablespoons. Like, it's a spoon that already has the measurements on them. Some tasty. And then you want to mix it well. So I'll do that well off camera because I'm using 1 hand. But mix that well. Mix this very well. It should look like this, like a dough. And you can use, well, it's better if you use like plastic wrap to cover it. But I just figured out we ran out of plastic wraps, and it's literally 1 in the morning, so I can't go and get some. So I'm gonna be using aluminum foil. I mean, that works too, really. You can use anything, you know, like aluminum foil, plastic wrap, you know, anything that you can use to wrap it. And then you take that thing, you take your aluminum foil or a plastic wrap, whatever you have, and you want to wrap it. I'm doing this with one hand, so like bear with me. And then you want to use cloth, literally anything like cloth you have, and you want to also put that over it. So I'm taking mine, putting it over it too. Okay, and you want to put this in the like a room temperature place, you know, not cold, not too hot, but like warm. Okay, so you could leave this for an hour or an hour and a half, or 30 minutes to an hour and a half. But if you want better results, you leave it like overnight. So that's why like I'm making this at 1 in the morning. And I'm gonna leave this overnight. I probably won't cook it, not even overnight. I probably won't even cook this till like nighttime again. So like in around, I won't say 24 hours because I would not be baking this at 1 in the morning, but I want to say I'll bake this around 7 p.m. I don't know, it depends how the day goes. But yes, if you want better results, you bake it. I mean, you let it sit for overnight. You can cook it in the morning, but again, like I'm doing stuff during the day, so I won't be able to do it till nighttime. And you can even do this for 24 hours, a day or two, but like after you take it out the fridge, you have to let it like rest, because you don't want to bake this when it's like cold. You want to bake it whenever it's like, you know, it gets a little to room temperature. So before I bake it, I will take it out the fridge and let it sit for around an hour, 30 minutes before I bake it. I'll do it whenever I'll take it out the fridge in the morning and let it sit. So yes, I'm taking this in my oven. There's nothing in the oven at the moment. And this is where it's gonna sit overnight. I meant put this in the fridge if you want to do it overnight. If you're doing it for an hour or two, then yes, in the oven, but with the oven not on. But again, if you're doing it overnight like me for better results, you want to put this in the fridge, obviously, because there's milk in it. So if you leave it overnight, and there's milk and eggs, so you don't want it to spoil or anything. I mean, I don't think it'll happen, but like, be safe, you know. So I'm putting this in the fridge overnight, and I'll see you tomorrow. Correction, I said see you tomorrow, but it's 1 in the morning, so that means it's already tomorrow, right? I don't know. And that's why I'm speaking like quietly, if you like notice, because like I said, it's literally 1 in the morning and everyone's sleeping. I don't want to be like, you know, too loud and waking anyone up. So yeah, see you tomorrow. So it's the next day and I've taken it off. It wasn't. So I'm just gonna mix it with my hand. Wash your hands, then mix it. Okay, and then after you want to pour a little flour on your surface, and then put the dough here, and then you're gonna knead it for like a minute. No, for like 5 minutes. I will knead it off camera because I can't really do it with one hand, but you just knead it really well. Okay, when you finish kneading it, if you like press it, it should come back up. Don't press it like I did too hard, just like gently. And then you want to cut it in half, and then like make your circular roll shape. So make tiny roll shapes so you're doing it. I made some of my balls bigger, so it only came out to 6. But if you make them tiny, it'll obviously be more than this. But you want to shape them like this. I butter the foil again. Like I don't have plastic wrap anymore, so I use aluminum foil. And then I put butter on top. That's like you don't have to do it, but I did it. So I put that. Okay, so I'm doing mine in the air fryer. You can do yours in the oven, you know. But I'm doing mine in my air fryer. because like the oven's occupied right now, so I'm doing mine in the air fryer, which works too. You know, it's like an oven. And then before I bake it, I'm gonna leave it in the air fryer with the air fryer off, and like leave it in there for like 30 minutes to an hour before I bake it, so it can like rise up a little. So after a while now, it's been like, I don't know, 20-30 minutes. You could go longer. I'm gonna turn on my air fryer, obviously. Put the temperature at 320. I don't have 320. I'm gonna put 325. And for time, I'm doing 15 minutes. It's 15 to 20 minutes. I'm gonna do 15 minutes first and see how it goes. And start. I'll be back when it's finished. And when it's done, it should look like this. If you want it a little darker, you can put it again for like 2 minutes or so. And that's it. That's how you make it. Thank you for watching.